Hey everybody, you're watching Sidestep Adventures. It's Robert, and today I'm going down a dirt road checking some stuff out. This is dirt road that my uncle and I used to drive down when I was a kid, and I saw this old house that I'm about to show you, and I remembered it from when I was a kid. I thought it was just the coolest old place. We're gonna look at it from the road because it's got a bunch of no trespassing signs and a fence around it, so we don't go where we don't belong. But it's pretty cool. It's probably used as like a hunting cabin or something. So one thing, the kind of the reason that Sidestep Adventure started is my uncle and I on Sundays used to hop in his car and go exploring back roads and stuff like that. And so that kind of was one of the things that planted the seed to start Sidestep Adventures. So today we're kind of retracing some of those steps. So this is just a really cool old home site. I've always thought we got some kind of tool shed out back, and then this old house up front. And as you can see, it's gated off. I think it's used as a hunting cabin. Like I said, no trespassing signs around it. But even though we can't get close to it, I wanted to show it to you. I haven't been down this way in ages, so I'm happy it's still standing. If I had to guess a date on it, just from the road here without seeing it too close, I'd probably guess early 1800s. I think it's definitely a pre-Civil War house. And one thing you can use to date houses is how many window panes it has. If I'm not mistaken, the more smaller window panes, the older the house. It's also got fieldstone chimneys, as you can see, and I imagine it's constructed with square nails in an old house, but I just thought it was a really cool place and wanted to include it on this video. I'm not sure what else I'm going to come across today. Like I said, doing some dirt road exploring, but we're about to get back to it. Another stop on this road here. This creek always fascinated me as a kid, so I thought I'd show it to you. Nothing particularly special, just a neat little place. See, here in the south we like to shoot our signs. All right, now that we made it through all that, seeing a chimney I've never seen before. You can just make it out up there. So this is why I like coming down and exploring dirt roads. You find stuff that you didn't know was out there. See if I can actually get to it. Without stepping on any snakes or anything. You can see this is a logging land and it's recently been clear cut. And it's amazing when they do clear cut these old these logging properties, what shows up in the woods, such as this old chimney over there. All right, let me get over there to it. I'll turn the camera back on. I wondered if that was a well at one time. See his dug down circle. Could have just been the base of a tree. We got lots and lots of thorns. I'm trying to make my way through. Again, without getting snake bit. All right, let me think about this. Then I'll turn the camera back on. Here you can see in the thicket right there, those old home site plants, some kind of lily. There's more over there. It's always interesting to see those, what people planted, you know, 100, 150 years ago. And the offspring of that plant is still growing. There's some blooming over here. I'll show you if I can get over there. It's winter, so I hope all the snakes would be hibernating, but it's also winter in Georgia, so it means it was 30 degrees last week, and today it's almost 70, so you never know. We're mighty close to the chimney now. Other thing you want to look around for is old bottles and other things people have lost. It's good places to go metal detecting. Of course, I don't have a permission for this place. Just came across it. But again, you can see the lilies there. And planted right here. Or flowering right here, I mean. That's really cool. They're blooming early, I think. Alright, so still haven't made it to the chimney yet. Gonna keep an eye on our ground for artifacts and rattlesnakes. I hope there's another way off this dirt road. I don't have to drive back up that super muddy hill. Ah, I'm getting attacked by briars. Other thing is ticks. But you know, there's lots of deer out here. And there's lots of deer, there's lots of ticks. And that's another thing that I would hope would be gone this time of year, but the way the weather's been, it's probably not. Look at that old bottle. Not really. Not really. All right, so trying to get over here. It's probably a piece of the foundation right there. All right, we made it. That is pretty cool, isn't it? Just think that's where somebody used to live, sit by the fire, and come home from working the fields. And now it's just here, a monument to another time. That's so cool. I love finding places like this. I always wish there was more to show. And I wish I knew how to date. You know, this is a fieldstone or rock chimney, not a brick chimney. So I think, you know, bricks were expensive back then. It's probably from the house, maybe, although I don't see a lot of brick out here. Bricks were expensive back then, so they kind of used what they had to build these old chimneys. That's so cool. You can see that's where a beam was. Probably divided 2 rooms. Such a neat place. And it raises so many questions, you know, about the people that lived here. There's another piece of foundation. What their lives are like, you know, who they were. All of that. Oops, got caught by a vine. Oh, got caught again. Forgive the bad camera work. Just wanted to look over here, see if I saw anything sticking out of the ground. Oftentimes when they work the land and clear cut and turn up the soil, you'll find stuff that got removed from the ground. I don't even see any glass fragments out here. I've been keeping my eye on the ground, of course. Also kind of distracted. I wonder if that tree stood in the yard of this house, but I don't know if that tree is that old. It doesn't look like it's living anymore, but isn't that cool? All right, so we're a little bit further down the road now, and wanted to stop and show you this right here. This is another common occurrence down country dirt roads, is people come out here and dump, and I just hate that. I mean, we're on a beautiful hillside, and I honestly have no idea where we're at. I've taken so many different dirt roads, but taken so many left turns. But anyway, people come down here and dump, and it really ruins the landscape, and I really don't like that. But you see it all the time down these country roads. And isn't that a shame? I mean, look at it. You can see it all the way out through there. And just tires galore. I mean, there's got to be 100 tires down there that rolled down this hill. I don't like that. So do not litter. This beautiful hillside ruined with modern trash. If it was old trash, it'd be a different story. I'd be out there digging, but anyway, let's get back on the road. All right, so for our next stop, exploring this stretch of dirt road behind me, kind of turn around so you can see it behind me. I actually came down this dirt road, totally different dirt road from the one we were on a minute ago, but looking for a ghost town or abandoned town out here that is supposed to be somewhere in these woods. It's actually on a hunting property now, but I was hoping I could get down the public roads and maybe find the town. But I found something else down this road that I didn't know was down here. I found this old cemetery. So I'm wondering if this might be, the town is supposed to be down this way somewhere, so I'm wondering if this might be the cemetery for the town. So we're about to take a look at some of the names here. All right, so here we have, and I know, before you tell me, there's plenty of ways to see the names on here, but wasn't expecting to find a cemetery today, so I'm definitely underprepared. It looks like it's P something NK, and that's M-U-R-R-A-H, Murrah. I cannot read the date there, but it's 1844 and died 1926, looks like September. We can read this a little better. Looks like the name was Pink. Pink, because if you notice over here, this is Addie, and that almost looks like a 1 right there. It's the same as on that one over there. So here we have Addie Murrah, born December 1854, died January 1925. This is an older one here. This is George Murrah, born January 23rd, 1812, died November 4th, 1886. And Eliza Ann Nobles, wife of George Murrah, born October 17th, 1813, died October 27th, 1881. And here we have the marker for this little family plot right here. It says, "Dear parents, thou hast from us flown to the regions far above. We to thee erect this stone, consecrated by our love." It's amazing. And here we have a child's grave, Cora Murrah. Here's Miss Julia F. Rogers, born April 12, 1846, died November 6, 1916. And Adam Rogers, July something, 1835 to April 1920. And here's Miss Maggie Rogers, born November 12th, looks like 82, died August 15th, 1961. That one, I'm not going to be able to read that one. There's John Nelson, born October 16th, 1823, died March 22nd, 1896. And here is his wife, Jane Huey, wife of J.M. Nelson, born July 24th, 1825, died May 12th, 1905. All right, so I'm running a little low on camera battery, so I'm not going to visit everyone out here. But this is Jane Hagens, wife of John Nelson, age 70 years. There's no date on it, unless there's one on the back. And there's not. Let's see if we can make this one out. Looks like John Nelson died October 1861, aged 77 years. And the last one we're going to visit on film is going to be William Nelson, died 1881, aged 90 years, 4 months, and 12 days. Lived a long life. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and shut my GoPro off. So I see a lot of Nelsons out here. Here's William T. Nelson and Mrs. William T. Nelson. So this could be just a family cemetery, or it could have been the cemetery for the town. I don't know that. There's Irvin's over here. It'd be really interesting if it was a cemetery for the town that we're looking for, because it's supposed to be down here somewhere in these woods. This is an interesting stone right here. Let's see who this is. This is Nancy Jane. I can't make out Rogers, I think. No, maybe not. Let's see if we can't make that out. I can't make that out, but she died April 29th, 1941. And the last grave that we're gonna take a look at, this is Lusby, hope I pronounced that right, Middlebrooks. It's a World War I veteran, Georgia Private Medical Department, World War I. Born 1889, died November 7th, 1955. Okay, I know I said I was going to cut the camera off here, but I just had to turn it back on. I just wanted to point out these unmarked graves right here, which always fascinate me. Always makes me wonder who it was. There's one, and it looks like there's one here and possibly one there, unless maybe, I don't know if they're that way or if they're this way. And there's another one right here. Okay, now. So I think this is going to be the last bit of video. Still on the cemetery road. I was coming down this road and I spotted that in the woods. This is a cedar tree. So I was thinking might have found another cemetery down here. But then I got to looking around and there's more home site growth around it. And then I walked out here just to see what I saw before I turned the GoPro on. Saw all this stuff, whatever that is, and some glass on the ground. And this is cool right here. Check that out. That would be really cool if it was whole. So we didn't find an old cemetery, but rather an old home site. You can see more of the growth around there. And I was coming out here. I was looking for cemetery. I saw this gate and thought maybe there was a little cemetery until I got fence, not gate. But anyway, I got close and discovered that it is, or was, a well. And it looks like somebody's, looks like somebody's filled it in. It's either a well or an outhouse, probably a well. So I think there's a foundation stone right there. I haven't been back here yet, so we can go back here together. Headlight from a car. And a little bottle dump. It's all modern bottles. Another headlight, but that's pretty cool. There used to be a home that stood here. And is no more. All right, well, that's going to conclude our video for today. My battery is out of juice. I didn't bring any other batteries with me. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you on the next adventure.